We are back with another screen team for you on today's Talk KWOC. It's all being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us, Fearless Social, and Poplar Bluff Drywall. My pleasure to have Maisha back on the show. Maisha, how are you this evening, man?
I'm excellent.
It's good to see you, and you've picked a great selection of films. All three of these films were critically acclaimed, did really well in the box office, and just really good movies. What three movies are we doing today?
Today we are doing Straight Outta Compton.
Right.
We are doing Sicario.
And then we're finishing up with Creed.
Creed, one of my favorites.
It's going to be a great show. All three movies are excellent, and we're going to start off with the first movie, which is called Sicario. And this film is a crime thriller. It's a drama. It's a lot of different things. And it stars Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin.
I really like Benicio del Toro.
He's awesome.
And I really like the fact that Emily Blunt, she was so out of her, what I thought was her typical element. She's usually just, very sweet and cute. And this was a little more gritty. And I also like the fact that they kind of she wasn't always in the loop. I always knew there was something else going on beyond what she was being told. So I just really...
How'd you get acquainted with this movie? Did you see it in theaters, or was
I didn't. I actually saw a preview. I can't recall which movie we were watching, and I want to say we were actually in the theater watching a movie, and I saw the preview for it, and I'm very wrapped up in crime and drama and thrillers, and I told my husband, I said, I want to see this movie as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
Never got an opportunity to get to the theater. So as soon as it came on DVD, we rented it. And I had to say, probably 6 of us in our house, and everyone was glued to the TV because you just didn't know what was going to happen.
Especially in that first scene. That first scene is just amazing.
Insane.
She, her and her group, she works for the FBI, right?
Yes.
They're trying to find some missing people, correct? Mm-hmm. And...
do they find more than they were looking for?
They found more what they were looking for. They have the whole SWAT team scenario. They go in, and obviously the bad guys that are there, they've got guns, and there's shooting and fighting and stuff like that. And like you said, I don't want to give it away, but there is more than they bargained for. Because when they first get in there, they don't find the hostages that they were looking for.
No.
They found something entirely more brutal.
It was, it was very morbid, and... I definitely would say, even if you've seen movies like this before where you've seen very graphic scenes, this will still catch you off guard because it's just not what you're expecting.
Right.
Especially in the opening scenes of a movie. It's jarring.
Yeah.
But I liked it because even though it's not talked about as often or almost ever in the news, these things really do happen. These kinds of atrocities are happening. And we have to look at the states like Arizona and our border states, where these kind of atrocities are really occurring. And when it comes to drugs and things of that nature, that no one is safe.
It's a serious business.
It's very serious. It's
really
it's a multi-billion-dollar business. So when you're playing with people's money, no life is... every life is expendable at that point.
It certainly is. And you see, what I found was amazing. This movie was nominated for several Academy Awards, and one of them was cinematography. I thought the cinematography in this movie was beautiful. A lot of the locations were a lot of those Mexican locations. Mm-hmm. And to me, it seemed like it was not just a different country. It felt like a different planet to me.
It did. It when they were driving, and I'll just speak on the one scene, I believe they may have been in Juarez, when they were driving, and they had literally had people hanging from the bridge.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And you still see, they show the people hanging from the bridge, and then they kind of span over to the people that are just kind of going about daily life, shopping and talking, and nobody's really pausing to be like, oh, there's 3 people strung up, and... that just made it so sad for me because that's so commonplace. The way they made it look is that, oh well, it's just another cartel killing.
Right. No big deal.
As long as it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It's intense.
The whole movie was intense. There's a scene where Emily Blunt is in an altercation. I don't want to say with who because it gives kind kind of a spoiler away, but she is pretty much to like her last breath of life in that scene, and it was intense with both of the actors that were in that scene. It was really incredible, and I agree with you. I liked Emily Blunt's character. You know, when you see her in a lot of the movies, she's the cute.
She's soft.
She's very soft.
You'd think when they placed her, when I saw that it was her, I thought, well, I'm really hoping she gives and absorbs the grit that is supposed to be given in this movie, and she did. She still gave that little bit of softness that we expect from her, but when it was time to get dirty and, hey, what's really going on, she delivered, and so I thought she did excellent.
She did a fantastic job. The one, I don't want to say issue I had with this movie, the one thing I had a hard time with is Emily Blunt is working for a new organization or a new government entity that is trying to go into Mexico and trying to, stuff out some of the guys that were responsible for what happened in the first scene of the movie, and throughout pretty much the entire movie, she's like, "Why am I here? And they're kind of being very discreet. They're not telling her a lot. And then, like, when they finally tell her why she's there, it didn't have that emotional kind of explosion that I was like, oh, that's why she,
I agree. The way they delivered it, it was just kind of like, look, this is why you're here. This is what it is.
No big deal.
And now you're stuck, so
let's move on. Yeah.
I didn't like the way they handled that scene. It could have been more explosive because for so long in the movie, she is kept in the dark. And I will say I like that they kept her in the dark and still put her in such dangerous situations.
Oh my goodness. Did they ever?
I mean, I don't even want to give it away, but there is a shootout scene that, you feel like you're holding your breath like, oh, hold on, Emily, don't.
Yeah.
It's
a very gripping movie. It really is.
It's gripping it from the beginning to the end.
There is confirmation that there's going to be a sequel.
Is there?
Will you see Sicario too?
I don't know. I really enjoyed the first one so much. Mm-hmm. I'm always hesitant when it comes to sequels. I don't really think that this movie needed a sequel.
It doesn't.
It's not like they left it like, what's going to happen?
Right.
It was very clean and closed at the end. I thought they wrapped it up very nicely, so I think that they're making a mistake making a sequel.
I'll wait for the trailer. I'll see what happens with the trailer. We'll see.
I'll watch it, but...
The movie is called Sicario. It stars Emily Blunt and Benicio del Toro. Coming up, we'll have Maisha, and we'll be reviewing the movie Creed. That is coming your way next on KWOC.